Hey, what is up everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the Ecomhunt YouTube channel. My name is Sherban, and in this video we're going to talk about how to test products with Facebook ads in 2021. Now is the perfect time to start testing new winning products. If you don't know where to find them, well, this is a good idea. Ecomhunt is the best platform in the world when it comes to providing you with winning products that are making waves on the market. We have a wonderful team that's giving you 2 to 3 new winning products every single day. And these products are making a lot of waves in the market. They are really good products. And besides this, you will get a lot of new interesting features that will help you in your dropshipping journey. Make sure to check us out. You will not regret it. Click the first link in the description to get a 31% discount. Now, you have your winning product. What you have to do after that is to get good traffic. Well, in order to get good traffic, you gotta know how to do it, how to get that good traffic. That's in order to maximize your profits, to maximize your efforts. There are a lot of different ways. That's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. So make sure to watch this video until the end, because I'm going to explain to you how to do campaign budget optimization, Adset budget optimization, how to make your ads to work in your favor the best way. Make sure to watch this video until the end. Let's get started. So before getting started, I want to set something straight. A lot of people are confusing this. A lot of people don't understand this. I want to be as clear as possible. The first thing that you do when you're creating a new campaign is to select a conversion, right? And you want to go with purchases after this. That's it. Nothing more. A lot of people like to start with view content or with traffic or with engagement. No, we don't want to do that. Let me be clear. Basically, what you're doing here by selecting your conversion, you're telling Facebook what you want with your ads. What is your purpose with those ads? Because even if you don't believe it, not everybody wants to have sales. There are a lot of writers. There are a lot of people who run political campaigns. There are a lot of people who just have lead campaigns. There are a lot of different purposes that you can have with your ads. Not everybody wants sales, but we are dropshippers. We want sales. And this is the most important thing that a lot of people are missing out, so make sure you don't. First thing that you have to do when you're creating a new campaign is select conversions, name your campaign, name your ad sets and your ads, click continue. And the first thing after this, when you're selecting your pixel here, you gotta select the conversion event. That will be purchase. You just gotta click on purchase and that's it. This way you're telling Facebook that you want purchases. You don't want anything else. A lot of people don't use this. A lot of people use add to carts, and believe it or not, that's exactly what Facebook will give them. Add to carts, because that's what they asked for. So Facebook will show those ads to people who are more prone to add to cart without buying, right? And we only want purchases here, right? It doesn't matter if it's a new account. If you want to ask me this, it doesn't matter. Even if it's a brand new account with a brand new pixel, no data at all, nothing, you still have to use purchase and conversions, right? Because that's what we want to do. Years over years of dropshipping experience has taught us that even if there's no data in your pixel, that doesn't matter. Facebook will do its best to find you the best people suited for your conversion, in our case purchase, right? Facebook will do its best to find you people who will purchase. Now, in the past, we have used add to cart because in the past it worked, but times are changing and we are not in the past anymore, right? In the present, add to cart does not work as it used to do. The competition is bigger, the demand is bigger. It just doesn't work as it used to do. And now I find that using purchase conversions works a lot better than just using plain add to cart or something else, whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's the first rule. Use purchase conversion without thinking about something else, without even getting started. This is the first rule. Let's move on. Now, the first testing method that we're going to talk about is Freestyle CBO. CBO stands for Campaign Budget Optimization. And this means that by using this method, we will let Facebook distribute our budget through all of the answers that we're using in one campaign according to what Facebook thinks will work better, right? So let's start by creating a CBO campaign. The first thing that you have to do is click on the green button, conversions, maybe even name your campaign, name your ad sets, name your ads, click continue. And this is the step where we are deciding what kind of campaigns, what kind of budgeting we want. We want our budgets distributed through one whole campaign or each individual ad set on its own. It's on the bottom of the page. You will see campaign budget optimization. will distribute your budget across ad sets to get more results depending on your delivery optimization choices and bid strategy. You can control spending on each ad set. Now, we don't want this. We don't want to control spending on each ad set. We want Facebook to do what it knows better, to optimize our ad sets and to deliver our budget according to what it thinks will work better. So if you want to start a CBO campaign, you just gotta toggle this to on, and it will get you to your budgeting. So we will talk about budgeting. First of all, I want to tell you that CBO will distribute your budget to multiple ad sets. Now, I would recommend you to use like 4 or 5 ad sets minimum if you want to test it out. But for testing purposes, I would go for like minimum $50. This is Romanian currency. This is my home country. It is set it that way. Just imagine that it's dollars. I would go with a minimum of $50 and a maximum of like $100 per day for testing purposes. Now, this might seem like a big budget, but in that campaign, you will put like 4, 5, 6, maybe even more ad sets to see which one of them will perform better, to know which one of them has potential, right? And it will be divided to like 5, 6, 7, 8 ad sets that you will have in that campaign. This is the campaign budget. It will be distributed not evenly, but according to what Facebook thinks will work better for you. So for example, let's say you have 5 ad sets and $100 a day. It will not be spent like $20 each ad set. It will be spent, maybe one of the ad sets will have like $80 and the other ones will have the rest of the $20. And that's the moment when you know that that ad set has a bigger potential, right? You set your budget, you just gotta click on next and start setting up our CBO, our brand new CBO. As we have talked about, use purchase first of all, before everything, and go down. As for locations, I would advise you to use what you think and what you know works better for that product. Ecomhunt Live is a brand new feature from Ecomhunt that will let you know where is that product trending, because this pen, for example, let's say this is a winning product. This pen might work amazingly and might bring 7-figure sales in Australia, and it's a product that is not even known in France, right? This is why you have to have tools such as Ecomhunt Live that will show you where that product works better. For example, on Ecomhunt Live, you will see that a certain product is performing specifically well in Germany and the United States. Now, you can select both of those countries. You can use them separately in separate ad sets. You can use them both in the same ad set. That's absolutely not a problem. The CBO will find its way. As for sizes, I would go with like a minimum of 1 million people, and I will be bold and I would go even up to like 20, 30 million people. That's not a problem. It's a CBO. It will find its way. As for number of ad sets, I would go between 4 or 5 on average, like on average 4 or 5 ad sets with a budget of like $50 minimum to test. That's pretty good. That means that it's around like $10 per ad sets if you're using like 5 ad sets. Let's go ahead and duplicate it 4 times. This is how you do it, by the way. 4 more copies besides the original one, and make sure to have this ticked, original campaign, right? Because we want to duplicate them in the same main campaign, right? We want to duplicate and have 5 different ad sets in the same CBO. This way, we will see which one of them performs better, and we will see to which one of them Facebook gives more budget. Now, these ad sets, we gotta name them accordingly. Name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use a lot of different things in each and every one of these ad sets. You can use different targeting. You can use different interests, different countries. You can use different creatives at your ad level. You just gotta do your testing to see which one of them gives you best results. Now, CBO, it's a bit frustrating. Bear with me, because sometimes in rare cases, it happens that Facebook will give more budget to some ads that will not work that good, right? So for example, we have 5 ad sets right here. One of them will have a $3 cost per click, and the other ones will have like 50 cents. There is a chance that Facebook will give more budget to the ad set that has a $3 cost per click. Facebook has its own ways. We don't quite understand everything that's happening and how does Facebook work. This is the annoying part of a CBO. Facebook can direct some of your budget to to ad sets that are not bringing the best results. Now, this is why it is a bit annoying. But wait a bit more than one day. Don't close your ad sets after one day when you see something like that. Let them run for like 1 to 3 days and you will see what I'm talking about. This is the best part of the CBO. This is the purpose of the CBO. It will distribute your budget according to what Facebook sees potential and where Facebook sees potential. Now, let's say that some of our ad sets are working really good. Let's say that this one is working really good. This has brought us like 5 sales. In the 3-day period of testing, this ad set has brought us 5 sales. Now, we want to scale up, right? We want to make more money with this. Now, the way to make more money is not to go on the campaign and increase our budget right here. As you can see, it's $100. We don't have to increase this budget to $200 because it will not work. We have thought about this lots of times. When you find something that works for you, you just got to go to ad sets, find the winning ad set, and duplicate it into new CBOs. Click the duplicate button right here. Now, the difference between this step and the other one that we have talked about is that we will have to select new campaign here. On the other step, we have kept the original campaign button ticked because we wanted to just duplicate the ad set in the same campaign. Now we want to create a new campaign only with the winning ad set or ad sets if there are more than one. You know the story, we have 5 ad sets and only one of them is performing well. We want to duplicate that and we want to focus on that. That's what you have to do. You have to select new campaign and of course name it campaign 2. Keep everything the same conversions. Now you can use more than 1 copies. You can use like 5 copies, 3 copies. Like it is recommended when you want to scale up, it is recommended to use like between 3 or 5 duplicates. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. First of all, duplicate it one time and it will create a new CBO. You can do that again and again and you will have like 3 or 5 different CBOs or you can select 3 duplicates here and it will duplicate them in a brand new CBO with 3 ad sets. Now, what I would recommend you to do is to keep it to 1, duplicate it into campaign number 2, and now you will have the original CBO with 5 ad sets, from which one of them is winning, and the winning one we have taken it and we have duplicated that one into a new campaign, which is campaign number 2. Now you can go again into our first campaign, which is new campaign, go again to our winning ad set and do this again. Click duplicate, new campaign, campaign 3. Your conversions, number of copies 1, duplicate. And now we will have 3 different CBOs. 2 of them will only have 1 ad set in each and every one of them. Running a CBO with only 1 ad set in it, it's the same as running a ad set budget optimization campaign where Facebook does not control your whole budget by the campaign. You can control how much Facebook is spending for each and every ad set that you use. And this is why we wanted to isolate that. This is the winning ad set. Okay, take that and duplicate that into new CBOs. And now we have campaign 2 and campaign 3, each and every one of them containing 1 winning ad set from the original campaign. Let's move on and let's talk about the next testing method, which is ABO, Adset Budget Optimization. Let's talk about that. In 2019, Facebook introduced a new type of campaign, which is CBO. We have talked about this, and they wanted to replace ABOs with CBOs. Back then, until like 2019, CBOs weren't available. That didn't exist. It's only ABOs. If you wanted to create something, you would use ABOs. We're going to talk about that right now. Facebook wanted to replace these ABOs with CBOs. That didn't happen. There are various reasons. First of all, when the CBOs were launched, they didn't perform that well. They didn't went that well, and Facebook decided to postpone that replacement. And after that, this pandemic situation came by in early 2020s, and Facebook wanted to replace ABOs with CBOs in early 2020 in like March, but that didn't happen because of this pandemic situation, and they wanted to keep things as they are right now. They wanted to optimize the CBOs, and yeah, that's the story of ABOs and CBOs. For those of you who are watching this video, prepare yourselves, learn everything you can about CBOs, and enjoy ABOs as long as you can, because there's no telling when Facebook will replace the ABOs as we know them right now with CBOs that we have talked about. So there is a big possibility that ABOs will not be available anymore. So let's get started. How do we create a ABO as opposed to creating a CBO? The same way, you just click on the green button, select conversions, of course, continue, and on the next step, you will be able to select your campaign budget optimization. Is it off or is it on? We will keep it off as it is. That's the whole secret of this. That's the whole thing about this. We just keep it off. This means that our campaign will not have an individual budget, but we will select the budget for each and every ad set. Next up, let's talk about audience sizes. A normal size for an ad set budget optimization would be less than 1 million, but no more than 5 million. I wouldn't go with a big audience, because ABOs don't work that well with big audiences. CBOs work better. If you wanna run ABOs, be more careful with your audience size and be more careful with your targeting. So let's choose the purchase event here. Now let's talk a bit about interest targeting. Now, if you didn't know, ABOs are pretty different than CBOs. ABOs work with smaller audience sizes. They don't work with 30 million, just as CBOs do. ABOs work with audiences that I would say less than 1 million, up until like 4, maybe 5 million people, as opposed to CBOs that work even with 30 million people. Let's do some groundwork here, and let me explain to you. For example, let's do a basketball targeting. Basketball. Let's do a really small audience size. Let's narrow it down to Michael Jordan and NBA maybe. Or let's do Los Angeles Lakers. Let's see. It's 20 million. We gotta narrow it even more. Let's do Scottie Pippen. Let's see. So we have 460,000 people. This is okay. This is a good example. This is a pretty small audience. It's pretty broad. If we're talking about budgeting, we're gonna go a bit up. For ABOs, they also work very differently as opposed to CBOs. I would go with $5–10 per day, maybe even more. It depends on your personal budgeting, but remember that ABOs are individual. They have individual budgets. So if you have a total budget of $20 per day and you have four ad sets in your campaign, it means that each will get $5. 5 times 4 is $20, right? So it depends on your personal budget. I would go from between 5 and 10. I wouldn't go less than $5 because that's not relevant at all. I would go between $5 and $10 per ad set per day. Let's use $10. Again, this is my currency. Just imagine that's dollars. And let's create it. We don't want to see the ad right now. We just wanted to edit the ad set. And now if we go at ad set, we will see that we have this one right here. It's one ad set with $10 per day. It is already created. Now, if we want to have 5 of these, we just gotta duplicate these in the same campaign and use it like, I don't know, 3 duplicates. So we will have 4. Again, you will do this with ad sets that are showing performance, ad sets that are doing really well. You don't do this from the beginning. You do this with ad sets that are showing results. All right, they were duplicated. And as you can see, now we have an original one. This is something I created before, never mind that. We have an original one and we have these ones. So for scaling, if you want to talk about scaling, this is really important. Don't change the budget of your ad set. With campaigns, with CBOs, that works. You can change the budget of your CBO. That's not a problem. If you have an ABO and if you're working with an ABO, if you do that, that will reset the learning phase. That will reset the ad set to the learning phase. They will already have like zero knowledge about anything once you restart them. This is why you never ever touch a working ad set. I have talked about this lots of times in our past YouTube videos, in our Instagram, and everywhere. This is a really, really important rule. It's a pretty big difference when you're talking about ABOs and CBOs. This is one of the biggest differences. You don't touch a working ad set. At CBOs, if you're seeing that an ad set is performing well, you maybe kill the other ones and you get left with the ones that are already working. You can increase the budget of your campaign. With ABOs, you cannot do that. If you do that, you will lose everything. And this is why if we're talking about scaling, you don't touch the working ad set. You just duplicate it how many times you want to. Of course, if you're being really, I don't know, if you're really courageous, you can do this like 10 times if your budget allows you and if you're feeling really lucky, as I might say. Yeah, these are the differences, the main differences between CBOs and ABOs. I have one more thing to tell you about ABOs, and that is the creative. Now, even if your ad was made by a professional studio and it looks really, really good, you still need to use different creatives when running ads for your dropshipping products. That's a golden rule. People will get bored of that. People will see that lots of time and they will become like used to that, right? This is why you have to change that. If you have a single video ad, you can create 2 or more even thumbnails and run them each other, like run them separately in separate ads, because this way people will always see something fresh, something new, and you really, really want to do that. And of course, if you're running video ads, don't forget to change the first 3-5 seconds of the video, because those are crucial. They are super important and they need to catch your customer's attention. Run each variation as its own separate ad. Even if it shows the same thing, just do a little fiddle there with the first 3 seconds. Change the first 3 seconds, even if it's the same ad. Try to find something to make it different and make it worthy of watching as well. Or even create 2 or 3 totally different video ads and see which one performs best. This is how ABOs perform. This is why you have to do all of these changes, because first of all, people get bored really easy and they are becoming familiarized with what's happening. And second of all, with ABOs, we always want to see which one of them is working better, because you will have like 4, 5, 10 ad sets and you want to know which one of them is bringing the most revenue, which one of them is bringing the most attention. You want to see what your customers are responding to. This is not exactly a case study, because you want to learn this for future implementation, for future ad sets, for future stores, future products. You want to know what's your customer's psychology and what works, what doesn't. And at the end of it all, Facebook will eventually learn which ad performs the best, and that ad will get more budget and more conversions. That is how it works. That was everything for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like to this video if you enjoyed it, because it would greatly help us with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to check out Ecomhunt, the first link in the description. You'll get a 31% discount. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more stuff just like this. And have an amazing weekend. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.